What about making yours sound better?
Hi there, introducing WA Production ComBear, a parallel compressor plugin for PC and Mac that's easy to use, sounds great, and best of all, completely free. So you already know what parallel compression does, right? In brief, it's a technique which duplicates an audio signal and then mixes a compressed version of that signal with the uncompressed version. Using ComBear, you handle this all in one plugin with simple controls for compression threshold, mix ratio, and both input and makeup gain. There's also a bypass control for accurate A/Bing. So let's check out how it sounds. I do recommend grabbing a pair of decent headphones for this. You can use the compressed signal to extend the perceived sustains of melodies. ComBear can also be utilised at more extreme settings to add attack to transients. Use it on drum loops to increase the body and snap. You could even use it in more subtle ways on a master bus to fill out whole tracks, giving the transients more presence and evening out the dynamics. Add ComBear to your audio arsenal by heading to waproduction-samples.com. It's also available at pluginboutique.com. Go take a look, and thanks so much for watching.
How we doing, guys? What's up? Let me go back to the normalness. Okay. Okay. It did not let me escape. Escape? Thank you. How we doing today, guys? I don't have the chat up yet, so I can't even see how we're doing because I can't read it. Let me... And yes, I'm still going to have to do the whole mute the mic. I didn't even sign into my right YouTube account. No! I'm going to have to do the whole mute the mic, cough to the left thing today again, because I am still coughing. I don't know why. It has been like 2 weeks and I've been like this. I don't feel like nasally and sick. It's just like I feel like a tickle on my throat. It's gross. I'm trying to open up these chats, guys. Give me 1 second. They're being... Okay. Okay. JP, what's up? Casper, what's up? DNA, what's up? Mitix, what's up? Arca, what's up? Class Art, links on Discord only, not accepting them in chat. Valid, hello. WA Production, hi Roman, what's up? Yeah. US Game Wolf, Avi Arian, what's up? What's up? What's up, people? I know, like I can't not be healthy. Like I can't not be not sick. It's gross. All right, so let's go over some things. So that's number one. I'm going to be doing that again. That's going to be fun. Number two, we have a free plugin out called ComBear. It's a parallel compression plugin. Basically, you take parallel compression is basically taking, it's like stacking basically, which is the easiest way to think about it is you're going to have one track that's going to be the normal sound of the lead or whatever you have it on, and then you're going to have another one layered with it with this on it, and you can adjust how much of a crunch it gives it, how much of a dynamic it gets it. So it's available for free, so there's no giveaway on it because you literally give it away. We're literally giving it away for free. So if you want some more information on it, you can go through the actual page. Link should be in the description, and it'll give you a little bit of a description on what it is and everything like that. So that's that today. Okay. Now the giveaway pack is again the same thing as it was last week. Future House Hellion. So if you guys are interested or just wanted to give us general support, make sure to share the stream. Let me fix this a little bit. Make sure to go to Facebook and share the stream to your friends and your family and your business pals and whoever. ComBear has been out for a while. Yeah, it's been out since Christmas. It's not that long. DNA, it's actually free, so you don't need to worry about saving up. You can actually just go over there and hit click download, and it'll download for PC or Mac. So you're welcome for that advice. All right, so what's up, laid back? How you doing? I just saw your thingy pop up. All right, let's get some trackies in here. Some trackies. Oh, we already got some. Shut start number one like he was last week as well. Maybe he's been sitting here like waiting for the stream to start, like holding down his Control V. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Alright, let's start. So what I would do is on this build up add a little bit more of a build up in the actual effects so that there's actually a tension builder and then, you know, a drop. That's what that's supposed to be. Is you're supposed to build tension and then either continue the tension or amp it up a little bit more, or drop the tension and make it more relaxing. So you went towards the relaxing route, which then means you have to basically, once the tension is put up this high, you need to, you know, not put up high enough. It kind of seems like there's not a separation between when the build up ends and the drop begins. So some build up, or like I guess upshifters, and then either a downshifter or a white noise effects to hit right here, and maybe a transition to separate the two tensions. That's usually what the formula for that is. But then right here, make sure your drums are poking out a little bit more. I can hear some side shading, so I know it's there. But maybe a little bit more intense and a little bit more noticeable, and a little bit more of a distorted, compressed kick to punch through the mix, so make it sound a little bit more vibey. I'm trying to like not cough. I'm trying to make sure my mic is muted whenever I'm coughing and muted when I'm not. And then in the drop, what I would do is make sure to add, you know, a wider, more detuned, more voices type of chord that has that background chord. So it just sounds like a drone note right now. That's what I would do. Is if you want to beef that up, if you want it to be a drone note, leave it a drone note. what you need to do then is make sure to turn the volume down a little bit. Drone notes are just to hold the key of the song so that the key never really changes. And then some low end will really help out these synths. And you have the only thing I hear low end in right now is the kick. What I would try to do is add some on these notes that like pulse in every now and again for that lead and that chord. Add a sub bass to back those. It'll bring out a lot more beefiness. And maybe change that lead to a bit of a pluck. Maybe cut the tail off of it a little bit and decrease the release on it so it's more of a increase the release on it so it's more of a pluckish type of lead but still has that tail. It's not too long. That's just some suggestions. It's probably still a work in progress, I'm assuming. Nice effects, nice delay, nice reverb on it. So other than the little things I just mentioned, there should be some easy fixes to do. But thank you for submitting the track. Shut start. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Future House Hellion today. I can't not go like 4 minutes without my voice not wanting to cough.
Sometimes when love is going, I just try to take it slow. It's gone the other morning, like those ain't away. 'Cause all the night is young, we're drinking cocktails in the sun. DJ plays that song.
So far, I would turn up that, amp up your drums a little bit, add some side chaining, not to the vocals. Everyone always does that. Are you asking me what I like better, FL Studio or Ableton Live? If you're asking me, preferably, I know Roman digs FL Studio. He's been using it for a long time. He uses Ableton as well, but not as often, not nearly as often. I started out about 7 years ago using FL Studio. Maybe 7 or 8 years ago, actually, using FL Studio. Because it was I guess the cheaper alternative. It was $200 at the time for a boxed version for a little laptop that I had, and I learned how to produce music on that. Of course, I didn't have any of the plugins, and I didn't have Massive. I just had the DAW, and that was it. I had no plugins, so I literally was using like Massive. I was literally downloading the version of Massive, making a preset, running it as like as a note, and then resampling it and using the sample because I couldn't save my project with Massive as a demo. Everyone knows that problem. And I didn't know how to pirate stuff yet, so that was that. And then I moved on to Ableton Live. I used FL Studio for that was FL Studio 9 at the time. Or FL Studio 10, I lied. And then I moved on to Ableton Live 8 about 2 years after that. And then Ableton Live 9 came out and I got hooked to Ableton, so that's kind of where I'm at now. But let's get back to this. Drums, a little bit more beefy, a little more heavier sidechain so drums can poke through. Not on the vocals, because the vocals are not meant to be sidechained. Their frequencies don't interrupt with the drums enough to be sidechained, so just don't sidechain those. Let me continue.
We're just having fun. Feels so right, it must be wrong. We'll be up till dawn.
You're right, JP. Everyone, I swear to God, every music producer I've ever heard of has said I've pirated something. Whether it be the entire DAW or plugin. And if you thought it was easier back in the day to pirate stuff, imagine it now with uTorrent and Pirate Bay and all these. All you gotta do is type in, like, if you want Isotope Ozone 5 for free, literally type it in Google and type in free download. And one of the 900 links will not give you a virus. If you're willing. Yeah, I really like the idea behind the track overall. It sounds really good. The only issue that I have is that the sidechain's not too amped up enough to the point where the drums can poke through. And the drums are too lowly mixed. So what I would do is amp up the drums, either the mix of the drums or the post-processing of them, and then try to get them to poke through a little bit more, because the drum samples themselves sound nice. It's just you can't really hear them. Yeah, the idea behind it, the mix is a little muddy. Mastering's a little muddy on it too. Maybe some more low end would be great, but the only issue that I see so far that is bugging me is the drums and the sidechain mix to hear the drums come through. It's really it. I should let people send in their projects and give them feedback. I don't have the capability to do that. A lot of people use FL Studio and I don't have it. And I don't have the full version of Ableton Live 9 at the moment. So I just have the intro version. So I can't really open up projects and review them because I don't have the full version of Live. Yeah, you can still open up projects, but you can't use a lot of a lot of people use Complex Pro when it comes to mixing vocals, just so they don't like get all glitchy and weird. And you don't have that capability in intro, so I can't even. It wouldn't be the full sound of your project, and my CPU would not be able to handle that. So that would be a great idea. Eventually, I would love to do that, but I don't have the capabilities at the moment. But that's the only thing I have so far for right now, is just to fix the sidechaining and the drum mixing inside to make them more punchy, make them more lively, so that we can hear them a little bit better. Everything else sounded pretty good. The mix is a little muddy, so work on volume changing and some tails on some things, and some effects, and some low end, and work on some mastering to separate the band so we can tell if the low end is actually there. But other than that, man, thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Future House Hellion today for free from us. It's not free. It's not free on the store. If you want it free, you have to enter. Hey Nick, enter one too. Hold on, Casper. Recommend everyone can afford it. I will buy. I mean, what? Oh yeah, if you can buy the plugin, I fully support that. I fully support, like, Steve Detta. Like, I have bought. I mean, well, his OTT was free. His, Cthulhu was like $12, so I bought that, and I bought outright paid for the full version of Serum. So, I mean, these people, like, especially Steve Duda and all the guys that make, like, people that make massive native instruments, I buy them outright because they deserve. Like, I want to buy Ableton because I love Ableton so much. So, if you can afford it. It's so much. It's because then you have the reliable source that an update's actually going to work, because you have a full version and a serial code and everything like that. If you have a fake version, sometimes updates won't work and it won't open up, whatever. I've had that issue before. So yeah, if you can buy the full version, I fully recommend doing it. I highly recommend. Just like I know there are websites out there that have our plugins, like Pumper, Helper, The King, eventually ComBear, even though it's free, are going to be on it. We've sent them notices to say, hey, stop it, because they put it up for free. But, I mean, it really isn't that expensive to go on our website and type in Pumper and look at it. Like, right, it's $23.95. And then The King is $109. But, I mean, it's worth the money to pay for it. I mean, it's something that is going to help your music sound better. I understand pirating it because you can't afford it if you're young. I understand that most people that pirate stuff a lot of the times are younger. I'm not saying that older people don't do it. I'm just saying a lot of people that do it are younger and can't afford it. I get that. That's fine. But, just try. You know what I'm saying? Just try to purchase it. You know what I'm saying? Just try to. Casper, I really have nothing to say about it. I can't wait to hear what the vocals in it, because usually your vocal mixing is pretty good. So, and you already know your mixing and mastering overall is pretty good. So there's really nothing to say about it. But these transitions are the only things that I would fix. I don't know if you should have a little bit more happening in the transition, or if it should be shorter. I don't know. Something though. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, yeah, you know. Yeah, transitions are hard. It's like, it's hard to know how to transition something to be long or short. And I always do it like if you have a 16 bar drop. So like this whole section here would be like 16 bars or 8 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 bars. At the last of the, basically what you did here, I just try to bring in some sort of like synth to bring back what the melody was in the beginning of the track, just so it's still consistent. I don't know. I don't. It's honestly experimental though. What does it say? It just needs more happening. Kind of kills it. Other than that, it killed Casper. Yeah, it does. It is pretty good. It's actually really good. Your mastering and mixing overall are really good. So I'm really happy with that. I really had nothing to give you with that. Maybe your drums could be a tad bit punchier, but that's easy fixes with compressions and stuff like that, and increasing side chaining and stuff like that. So other than that, just fix this transition and this transition and add the vocals in and finish the whole track and then bring it back and we'll take a listen. But Casper, thank you for submitting the track, bud. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win. Future House Hellion. Blazikins, welcome back. Haven't had, or DNA. It's DNA, but he's been here for 25 sessions almost, so he goes by Blazikins to my heart. So that's what. In all honesty, JP, if you mix stuff, so a lot of people think that you can keep things, like a lot of producers, this guy said to look at projects, and he recommends looking at projects. I have. If you guys got our email for, the applications that we're looking for sound designers and stuff like that, I've been going through those like constantly, and the only thing that I noticed, the biggest thing that I noticed, is a lot of people think that they can keep their mixes at like if their chords are at 0, their lead is at 0 decibels, their drums are at 0, like they think they can keep them all like that, and you can't. Believe it or not, if you just know how to work the post-processing plugins and know how to create the patch and the preset and know how to mix your samples and know how to EQ things, you really don't need to master all that much. If you can separate all of these frequencies with just an EQ, then like EQing low ends out of kicks, like low ends out of kicks. So you have low end and you have mid lows. If you cut the low end out of the kick and have the mid low and some of the low end hit, and the sub bass fills in that low end spectrum, then you have no muddiness, and you don't need to increase your heavily sidechain your kick and your sub to get out the muddy frequencies. Just EQ them out. And like only issue with intro versions of plugin or intro versions of plugins, I guess, and DAWs like Ableton Live 9, I don't get EQ8 on there. So EQ8 is Ableton's version of an EQ. So it's really good, honestly. But I can't EQ. I have EQ3, which are just knobs, but I can't visualize it. So all Casper's probably really doing, if he's not mastering it, is he's just normalizing his mix when he renders it out. He's doing a very good job at rendering out at the right bits and the right, kilohertz. He has his track limited, so nothing's clipping. And he has his stuff EQ'd and separated, and his band separated with multi-band compression. So that's really all he's got to do. Yeah, I get you. All right, cool. Let's go. thing that I have is work on some mixing and mastering, separating some bands in the mastering so that some of these low ends and some of these these elements can separate from one another. What is happening? Oh, okay. Sorry, my friend is texting me nonstop. That's annoying me because I can see it out of my peripheral. But some mixing on some better mixing, better mastering, maybe overall better mixing, just separating some of the volumes on things so they're not so zeroed, I guess. And some heavier side chaining on these drums. That way, this kick's transient can poke through because I can hear it, and I can hear the sub afterwards, which is mixed in pretty well because it's not getting drowned out by other elements, but just putting a side chain and increasing the tail of the side chain would get that transient to be able to hit through. And separating these bands and decreasing like highs on leads or highs on chords will make it will cut down the whininess of this lead, which I understand is probably its point, is to be all whiny and twangy like it is. But you have to also pay attention that there are frequencies that humans don't like to listen to. It just like makes them like cringe up, and I've learned that a lot from Virtual Riot. Watching him produce, he always talks about baby frequencies, which is the most unsatisfying noise to a human being is a baby crying, and it's in a certain frequency range. So if your track has those frequencies, people are gonna not like a certain part. So be really careful and be really wary of your highs to mid-high ratio, that you're not too low or it's too drowned out or too high. There's like a perfect mix, and I don't know exactly what that is, but there is. If you want to learn how to mix your highs really clean, go watch a Virtual Riot mastering or mixing video on YouTube, and I guarantee you your tracks will sound better. That's how I mix my songs and master my songs a lot like him, or at least to what I can learn from his videos, just because it's nice. Doesn't matter if it's not your style. I think if the guy put work into it, I'm not saying it's not my style. I'm just saying, I'm just giving him tips. It is his own sound. I'm just so that people can listen to it and like listening to it. That's what I'm trying to tell them. It's like some of these highs are a little whiny, and if they get cut out a little bit, it'll help listening to it be a little more satisfying and blend in a little better. Overall, though, it's a great track, and the idea is awesome. Just some mastering and some mixing stuff, and some side chaining will get you a long way. But thank you DNA, or thank you Blazikins for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream, chance to win Future House Hellion.
Drifting away, moving apart, never stopping, never hoped it to start. Oh, now I'm feeling the space surrounding my heart. Ooh, I'll never run away. But I'll never be ashamed.
So one thing I've noticed is, I don't know if you mix these vocals. One, they're mixed a little too loud, so I would crank them down a little bit, just a smidgen. But right here especially, you hear a lot of people a lot of vocalists sing this far away from their mic, and they have a pop filter brought right here, and they have the gain yanked up on their microphone. For some reason, they think they have to do that. I don't know what it is. Every single freaking vocal I've ever worked with, I can hear the saliva bubbles popping in their mouth. If that is the case, you are either one, too close to your mic, or two, your gain is too high on your microphone. Like, my gain is turned all the way down, and I'm sitting back here, and you guys can still hear me. I know you can't. But I sit right here just because it's comfortable. But I don't know if Avish is the singer. What happened here, I don't know if you recorded her vocals or if she did and sent them to you. Or if they're like a vocal pack you got or sample, whatever. But since you're mixing the vocals, I would get her swallowing. Where that comes up, that's one of my biggest. I'm not saying it's your fault because she's the one who left it in there. She could have taken it out. But since you're the one who produced it, and since it's still a private track, the only thing I recommend doing right now at this current moment is going through and cutting out those vocal pops in her mouth. That's it. No, you're probably next. Sometimes it loads afterwards. Yeah, Myra, you're next. It loads differently for everybody. For some reason, he was before you on my screen. But yeah, so just fix the vocal poppies because they're... I don't know what it is. And every single song that has them, I can hear them. It's like the only thing I can hear. So that little Vapid, did I really Valid, sorry. Did I really skip you? I didn't see your thing there at all. It was probably a mod. They probably thought I got to it. Send it to my private messages if it was. I mean, I'm doing the honor code valid. If you're trying to get your track, don't do that. But if I did skip you, send it to me in a message. And if Lad can verify it, then send it to me in a private message, and I'll get to it after I get to Myro. So that little wobbly right there, the little wobble bass you have happening, it sounds a little bit out of tune with the vocals. I don't know if it's just her vocals that are out of tune and the song's in tune, or if. But I would fix either the detuning or the overall key of that. It was honestly, if Lad is here. Yeah, it was probably Lad. So just send it to my private message on Discord. Not everybody else, just valid. Alright, cool. What was I gonna say? Vocals seem too loud here. They should be probably auto-tuned, I won't say auto-tuned. Melodined. I guess that's technically auto-tuned, but Melodine. Which is not a cheap plugin, so don't think that it is. But you can get a demo version for like 45 days or something like that. If you just need it for like a vocal thing, which is what I did. What I would do is mix her vocals down in here and drown them out in reverb, so it's like more of a drone note. All right, yeah, I got it. I'll get it in a second. And then right here, it's a little wobbly. Your drums poke through well. Your hi-hats are mixed a little too high. Turn that volume down a little bit. Your elements overall are great. The effects on that wobble are great, but just it sounds out of key. You should have done that here, in all honesty. I like the vocal chops. Those sound nice. Just fix the vocal mixing here, maybe drown it out in some effects. That way it becomes like a drone note and a fill. And fix the tuning on that wobble. And the hi-hat mix can be down a little bit. But other than that, man, thank you for spinning the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win. Future House Hellion. Alright, we're gonna listen to Myra. We're gonna listen to Valid real quick because I skipped him on accident. Hope you can understand. So far, I would add some more tension build up here, because you can really drop it really crazy right there if you can write it. But I would add some more upshifters or white noise to go up for a tension build up right here, just so there's more of a what's going to happen next type figure. And since it's really a preview and you're really just now starting it, just some mixing overall, and maybe some more power on that snare, and some more sidechain on that snare. That way there's more of a separation, more of a vibe to it whenever it's hard with broken CM. Yeah, I feel it. Am I sick? Yes, I am, and I have been for quite some time, and it's getting annoying. What am I talking about? What am I thinking about? I was thinking about telling you something. I totally forget now. Anyway, try to bring your tension up and try to do some like mixing along the way, some separation. I've never heard this original track, so I can't validate exactly what you've added. But you know, just the only thing I can notice so far is that the tension for the build-up seems a little weak. So maybe add some more elements into there so that we can understand it. Holy crap, something's coming. I don't know what it is yet because you didn't put it, but I want to know what it is. So I want you to be able to bring this up to this point here, and I'm like, holy crap, what's happening? And then I'm like, wow, it's awesome. So you know what I'm saying? Build the tension a little bit better. That's all I have for you right now, though. Bring it back whenever it is a little bit more finished, and we'll give you a tad bit more feedback. Valid, but sorry for skipping your link originally. I obviously didn't see it for some reason. I'm about to go over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win. Future House Hellion. I almost said hooligan. Future House Hellion. All right, now Myro, if you're here still. Thank you, Game Wolf. I do too. The attack and the volume on that lead overall, or that pluck, is too loud. So right there on those two elements that you have right there, I don't know if they're basses or plucks or bass plucks. I'd add some multi-band compression to bring out some of those extra frequencies in them because they sound too mid-toned right now. The only thing I have for right now is maybe some mixing on those elements to turn them down a little bit, and limit them a little bit, and then maybe some heavier side chaining on the track overall, just to give it a little bit more of a vibe, and then some multi-band compression on those bass tones because they sound too mid-oriented right now. I mean, yes, OTT, my bad. Basically honestly, yeah. I mean, I've been using, and this is not to toot our own horn, I've been using the King over OTT right now, only for a lot of reasons right now, is that I can edit the bands a little bit easier, and there's more of them, and the upward, downward compression, as well as the magic EQing thing, because it cuts out a lot of the highs and the stuff you don't want, and it has a limiter, so you don't have to ever clip outside of the plugin itself. But yeah, OTT or the King or multi-band compression, anything that has multi-band compression on it, do it. What was I looking at? Yeah, there are. Alright. So, Myro. Just multi-band, OTT or multi-band compression that does bass tones just so there's a little bit more of a mid and high pull out. That way they sound a little bit wider. And add some, increase your side chaining, I guess, intensity a little bit so there's more of a vibe. And mix down these leads overall, put a limiter on something because I know this is probably normalized. But it does sound a tad bit, your master does sound a tad bit loud, so I'd go back and check that on future tracks or this track or whatever you have. Alright, but thank you for spending the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Future House Helion for free at the end of the stream. Aurora. Alright, Arca. So, honestly, I really enjoy this. I like the guitar pitch bending you have in the beginning of the track a lot. That brings a lot of the melody. And then the adding the drums in actually brought in a lot of element I didn't think it would. So that's good that you have that. My mouse just stopped working. That's sick. God, please don't do that. Hello? Please stop. I'm trying to do stuff. God. Spends $70 on a mouse, stops working. So right here. What was I gonna say? You could probably use a better transition here as well as here. The only thing I have right now that I don't like about the drop is I feel like there should also be some chords that are pulsing with that lead, and they should be mixed almost really close together. And then that lead should have more of a pluck factor than an actual portamento lead type thing. I know there's portamento in it, I can tell from the gliding of the notes. Maybe turn that portamento down a little bit and turn the pluckiness of that lead on a little bit. But maybe not too much, but just so that it's not as long as it is. You know what I'm saying? But right now, since it's for not being a finished track, your mix is pretty good. Everything is mixed really well. As of now. So when I say that, don't go with like your master later on when you're finished with the track and like mess something up. Like now, right now, you could use some low end in here too as well. Maybe some sub or something like that if you don't already have it. I can't really hear it. But your mix right now is really good, so don't go and mess it up with something. But overall, your mix sounds really, really clean as of right now. Actually, that transition is not too terrible, but maybe more of a fallout from here and then a bring back. So more of a, I guess, more of a transition, more or less. Just so we can hear that there's a breaking point here. I like that fill for this drum fill a lot. Yeah, like I said, Layback said the same thing. Some super soft chords will bring out a lot of the deepness of the track. But yeah, just some suggestions, man. If you forgot what I said, these are always uploaded to our channel afterwards, so you can always go back and check it out. But go over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Future House Hellion for free. Another clip it. JP. Don't go into it too much. It's a preview of my song. Yeah, if you finish this and make some sort of heavier sounding melodic song, that would be really dope. If you did these strings, I want to know where you got them, because I always have the worst time finding strings. And so far, since you somewhat started, cut some high ends out, because it's a little too much in the high frequency. Then bring this lead you have in here up over these elements a little bit more, so it kind of pokes through a little bit more as of now. Sound design overall, if you did it, is really dope. Yeah, that's why it's, yeah, a lot of hard high frequencies. So go back and EQ the ever living crap out of that, just so it's not too much. Of course, it sounds like it's coming from contact. So that's that song. Okay, cool. Make it more of a melodic type. That'd be really dope. I need to get contact super bad. I love messing with strings, but a lot of samples always have like transitions, ins and outs, and fade in and outs, and it's just not worth it. But bring it back when it is finished, Duke. It's so far I like where this is heading. Fix those highs too, because it'll help you in the long run. But go over and thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Future House Hellion. Got our own moderator in here right now, guys.
Want to love and want to lose. Sweet divine, a heavy truth. What do I want? Don't make me choose. I wanna feel the way that we did that summer night. Drunk on a feeling, alone with the stars and the wolves to get to you. The jungle, I'll be crying with the wolves to get to you. To get to you.
Honestly, I hear what you mean about the mixing thing. Right here is a background element that kind of bothers me a little bit, that I can hear somewhat at the same level as the pluck lead. I would bring some chords in and widen them, stretch them out to be really wide, and have it back, maybe like a pulsing sort of chord to give a rhythm with that, you know, that lead. Melody's pretty cool. It's a little wonky in here though. There is like a little detuned note here that kind of is a little wonky. But other than that, the melody in that pluck is awesome. So I like that pluck a lot, and I like the transition to it. So maybe just go and try to make sure that your lead is your overall highest point outside your drums. Drums are always your highest point. Then your lead, then your chords, then your effects. Hi-hats fall into the same category as effects, frequency-wise. So those need to also be somewhat lower, but there, just so they fill in gaps. Then low end, it needs to be centered. It needs to be not consistent. I'm not saying yours is, but right now I can hear some sub in there. So sub is mixed good. The chords in the background could be a little louder, not too much, not so they don't drown out everything. This little bassy, weird, vocally, whatever this is over here, could be mixed down not a lot lower, but a little bit lower, so it's not the same volume as the lead. So basically, you have stepping stones in your mixes. It goes drums, lead, or it goes kick and snare, lead, chords, bass, hi-hats, and effects. And then if you have a vocal in there, a vocal's going to be somewhere in the middle of that, because vocals are a melody point, a melody driver, especially since you have Selena's vocal in here. And right here, it's going to be your melody driver. So everything else is going to be below it. Melodies are always going to overpower. They're going to be somewhat on the same level as leads. But since you don't have any vocals in here that I can hear, you don't have to worry about that. If you're going to be used as effects purposes, like vocal chops, it'd be like a synth. You know, so it'd be somewhere mixed around the chord to lead area. So you have like stepping stones. Then EQing them correctly will help them be separated so we can hear them all. But yeah, it's kind of a general mixing tip, I guess you could say. In mono, yeah. Really, the only thing I recommend stereoing anything, if you're going to stereo image anything or stereo enhance anything, it'll be chords. And not even that much, just so there's some sort of width in the headphones or speakers or whatever you're hearing them from, and that there's some sort of separation from that lead plucks and those chords hit. They're not in the same, so they won't mesh together. That's really the only thing that I have for that. But other than that, man, I like the way it's done so far. So head over to Facebook. You know the deal. You've been here you're a mod. Head over to Facebook, share a stream for a chance to win Future House Helion. I think Techlix has actually won one of these before. I'm pretty sure.
I keep making excuses and against everything.
So guys, this guy, Alterity, I think is how you say his name, is a really good 80s music producer. I want y'all to know that. There's some tracks. There's a track he sent over last week that I think had Sandra Bullock or Bullet. Every time I see that name, I think Sandra Bullock, but it's Sandra Bullock. He sent in a track last week that basically was like 80s disco music, and it was awesome. Yeah, except this isn't 80s, but he does a really good job with that. So if you guys want to hear that stuff in 2018, I recommend going to this dude's channel and checking that out, because it's pretty sick, and I don't understand how he does it. I've even tried it, Alterity. I've even tried it. After the stream on Sunday, I was like, I wonder how. So I went and I looked up like how to produce it, and if you don't know how to do it immediately, it takes a little bit to learn it. The thing I don't like so far is that snare is too prominent. And those chords aren't beefy enough. Maybe beef them up a little bit, make them a little bit more mono. They're a little too stereo wide, and give them a lot of voices and a lot of stats.
The full moon is my night god. 'Cause I'm not grinding, don't hurt no more.
Yeah, right now I would either change that snare sample or mix it down a little bit. It's a little bit too much. And then these chords need to be a little bit more mono and a little beefier. That's literally coughing the mic on. Then maybe these hi-hats can be a little bit more intense so we can hear them a little bit better. And maybe a lead every now and again or a pluck to back those chords so there's more of a high frequency. There is a little bit of high muddiness inside this mix as well. So I had to go back and take a look at that. Is it? And some low end on those chords to pulse with those chords would be really cool. Yeah, and some crashes and some white noise effects to bring in a big intense, you know, opening for that. And so maybe some separation on the bands and the mastering as well. But other than that, just some minor things to fix, like widening the chords, or de-widening the chords, I guess, making it a little bit more mono, making it a little bit more beefy, add a little bit more stacks, change the wavetables around. Like maybe have a layer with sawtooth, maybe have a layer with square, and then a layer with, I don't even know. I usually do 3 layers, and that's usually a weird synthetic, weird wobbly thing. I usually do that. Just because 3 layers, if they're all 10 to 16 voices, they usually have one oscillator if I'm on Serum that has 10 voices, one has 16, and the 16 isn't as loud as the 10. And then I multiband compress the crap out of them and put reverb on them, and they sound really nice. So that's what I recommend so far. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about by 80s music. Alright, well. Is it this? I don't know which one it is, just take my word for it. Yeah, Dark Wave is what he sent before. I gotta look for that. Metal. Hey. Dark Wave. There's one of them.
Can see that my decision he will give me active breath. You really had me, you had me good. We sure had a blast, but now I've understood that what John has changed. That's what I have to give.
I'm still not the only one to feel this trapped inside my mind. 'Cause I'm holding.
I don't understand. It literally sounds like this song is taken from the 80s and put up to now. It's crazy. Huge fan of it. That's awesome. I'm more of a fan of it because it's produced now. You know what I'm saying? It's produced with modern stuff, so it's cleaner. I don't know. Anyway, Alterity, thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook for a chance to win Future House Hellion. As a matter of facto, let's get into this now. I have to upload. Oh crap! I didn't even upload. Facebook closed. No. Anyway. Alright. Let me pull up the stream. How's everybody? Oh yeah, guys, go grab this for free. It's free. Go get it. It's free. If you want a free plugin, head over here. Get this for free because it's free. So I just want to say that, and it's really good, and it sounds really nice. You want to learn more about it? Read the description that I wrote for it. The same. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Future House Helly. I don't know what's happening here, so don't ask any questions about it because I can't answer them. I don't know. I think it froze, or it meant to quit but it didn't. I don't remember. I'll have to fix it. All right, so shares. Okay, so on this, by the way, in this pack you're getting 6 FL Studio templates, 6 construction kits with presets and MIDI, 30 melody loops plus MIDI, 27 serum presets, 30 Silent 1 presets, 20 drum loops, 15 kicks, 27 claps and snares, and 32 percussion cymbals and fills. I'm not going to play these because I can't adjust the volume and they're louder than crap in my headphones. There it is. Alright, it's picking a person, guys. How we doing? Yeah, I talk a lot because I give a lot of feedback to help people, so when they come back, they can show me that they've progressed. It's not about how many tracks you view, it's about who you're helping. I understand that Zen World and Dylan Tall Chief and Virtual Riot and Panda Eyes, they all view 100 million tracks per stream, but that's not what I do. I'm here to give you feedback. You can always come back next week. We have them every week. If you get your track reviewed and you want a track review, you can submit them to us, and I can review them for you outside of this. But it's like a pump your sound thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Dylan does it for 5 hours, so, and that's his job. It's not mine. When you stop to hear the chat, and then you, yeah, I have to make sure the chat's doing okay. Make sure people aren't bullying people. There's a formula to live streaming. You have to pay attention to the track. You have to give enough feedback. You have to talk enough, and you have to pay attention to the viewers. That's kind of what that's my formula. Well, yeah, I lose 7 to 8 minutes because I I want to be able, so Josu, so if you or whatever, I don't know how to say your name. If you give me a track, okay? If you're here to get a track like a feedback for a track, or you're here for me just to play your track to people, then you're here for the wrong reason. I am wanting you to come here because you're like, I like how this track is going, but I need to know what else to add to it, and I need to know if this sounds okay. That's when you come here. That's why whenever people give me their tracks, like I can audio trackers, Arca, Shut Start. Who else is there? There's other people that are really, that have gotten Blaze account, or DNA, or who else is there? There's another person, I'm forgetting his name. I'm so sorry, I forget his name. But when they Casper even, or Disappeared, when they bring me their track, like audio trackers and Arca are really big examples. Oh, ATH, he hasn't been here for a while. When they come and they bring me their track, and I've seen them from session 1 to session 25 get progressively better on tips that I've given them, or every week they come back with something that sounds better, that makes me happy. I would rather satisfy those people who are here for the feedback than satisfy someone who just wants me to blaze through tracks. I don't want to do that. Has it picked a person yet? Futrick. Yeah, Futrick is one of them as well. Yeah, I would love to do it longer. If I had the time, I would stream for a couple of hours, but I don't. Like I have something I have to do at 2:30, in my time at least. 2:30 up here. It says 2:04, but it's 2:05 right now. But at 2:30 I have something to do, so I can't stream all day. Then I have somewhere to be at 4 o'clock, so 2 hours I have to be somewhere. So if I could stream for a couple of hours, you know, then I would, but I can't. That's the crappy part. Is it picked a person? Oh my god. Okay, it has. It's loading now. It's loading now. Okay, so the winner of today is going to get Future House Hellion for free. Roman will send it to you in the next few hours. So the winner is this person. Nick Benevibes. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. This guy is the winner. Nick. We have the same name. I don't know if it's fate. Maybe we should be best friends. I don't know. But you won. Roman, if you're here, Nick, then Roman will send you. I have your link to your page, and I'll send it to Roman, and he will send you the pack in a couple of hours. Guys, thank you for joining the stream today. Thank you for sending in your tracks. Sorry, I went on a little rant there at the very end. I was not meaning to be mean, but I don't know what's happening with my phone. It's kind of going crazy. I need to check it. And I will see you guys next Sunday, same time, same place. You know the dealio. Eventually, I would like to do a 2-hour stream. I don't know when, so don't take my word for it. It's going to be next week. It's not. I don't know when it's going to be. When I have the free time, I'll be able. I'm being involved in a lot more stuff with WA lately, especially with these applications and having to hire people and stuff like that. It takes a lot of time. So, yeah. I will see you guys next week. Sorry, I didn't know where I was going. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys sometime soon and keep making music and bring back some tasty stuff. And I'll see you guys next Sunday, same time, same place. Peace out.